I woke up with a pounding headache. For a second, I thought I was still dreaming until the ache in every part of my body made me gasp. What the hell? I pushed myself upright and instantly froze. The cold air brushed against my bare skin. Then I noticed the heavy arm draped over my waist. My eyes widened. Oh my God. I slowly turned my head and found myself staring at a stranger sleeping beside me, a very handsome stranger, and I was completely naked. My stomach dropped. I yanked his arm off me and stumbled out of bed, nearly falling because my legs were trembling. How did this happen? The memories came flooding back. The rooftop bar, the drinks, the heartbreak, and him. Great job, Mia, I muttered bitterly to myself. 3 years of guarding your virtue, and you lose it to some random guy from a rooftop lounge. I hurriedly grabbed my scattered clothes from the floor and dressed as fast as I could. Then guilt hit me. What if he had a girlfriend, a fiancé, worse, a wife? I looked at him again. He was still sleeping peacefully, his dark hair falling over his forehead, his sharp features annoyingly perfect, even in sleep. Last night had been unforgettable, but this could never happen again. I opened my purse and took out 200 dirham. Hotel room fees weren't cheap. I placed the money on the bedside table with a short note, scribbled on hotel stationery. Thanks for last night. Let's pretend this never happened. Then I slipped out before he could wake up. The night before had started with betrayal. It was supposed to be our anniversary with my boyfriend. 3 years with Ethan. 3 years of loyalty, sacrifice, and waiting for him to finally make time for me. I'd bought his favorite chocolate mousse cake, cooked dinner, and decorated his apartment with silver balloons. I even wore the dress he once said made me look dangerously beautiful. I still had his spare key from the time he'd asked me to clean his condo while he was on a business trip. I thought I'd surprise him. Instead, I surprised myself. I heard laughter before I reached the living room, a woman's laughter. Soft, familiar, then Ethan's voice, "Come here, babe." My blood turned to ice. When I stepped into the living room, I saw them tangled together on the couch. Ethan and my younger cousin, Chloe. She was perched on his lap, her lipstick smudged, her arms around his neck. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. Mia, Ethan, shot up. I grabbed the cake and hurled it straight at his face. Chocolate exploded everywhere. "You disgusting liar." Chloe shrieked. I swept the candles, dinner, flowers, everything onto the floor. "Mia, wait, let me explain." "Explain what?" "That you're cheating on me with my cousin." Chloe crossed her arms and smirked. "He chose me." I slapped Ethan so hard his head snapped sideways. Then I walked out. I didn't go home. I couldn't. Home meant seeing my aunt, who always favored Chloe. So I ended up at Eclipse Lounge, a rooftop bar overlooking the glittering skyline of Dubai Marina. I sat at the counter in my modest office blouse and pencil skirt, looking painfully out of place among women in shimmering dresses. I ordered drink after drink, and then he appeared, tall, effortlessly elegant in a black shirt. He sat beside me and gave me one look. "You're drinking like someone died." My relationship did. He smirked. Tragic. I glared at him. He chuckled. And somehow, despite everything, he made me laugh. One drink turned into two into four. Then dancing. Then his lips on mine. Then the hotel. And after that, nothing but fragments. Heat. Breathless whispers. His hands. My surrender. The next few weeks were miserable. My aunt forced me to endure Chloe and Ethan flaunting their relationship in front of me. To make matters worse, My aunt insisted Ethan marry Chloe since they'd already gone too far. Apparently, my heartbreak was irrelevant. Eventually, I moved out. I threw myself into work and accepted a position at a luxury resort on Sodiat Island. I wanted distance, peace, a fresh start, and maybe, if I was lucky, amnesia. Then fate laughed in my face. Because on my second day at the resort, I saw him, the stranger, standing by the infinity pool, looking even more devastatingly handsome than I remembered. My heart nearly stopped. He noticed me instantly and smiled. That arrogant, knowing smile. Well, he drawled as he approached. If it isn't my runaway bride, I have no idea who you are. He laughed. Cute, but you left me money, sweetheart. That's hard to forget. I turned crimson. That was for the hotel room. His brows lifted. Only the room. I wanted the ground to swallow me whole. His name was Adrian Vale, CEO of Vale International. Billionaire, infuriatingly confident, and apparently determined to ruin my peace. He kept appearing everywhere. At breakfast, at the beach, at the resort restaurant. At one point, he sat across from me and casually said, "You still owe me." For what? He leaned closer. A proper goodbye. I nearly choked on my coffee. I tried avoiding him. It didn't work. And the more I resisted, the more relentless he became. Until one evening, after a company gala, he cornered me on the private dock. Moonlight danced across the water. The sea breeze tugged at my dress. And for the first time, he looked serious. "Why did you run?" I folded my arms. "Because what happened was a mistake." His jaw tightened. "It wasn't for me," he said. I stared at him. He stepped closer. "That morning, after you left, I spent weeks trying to find you." My breath caught. "What? I checked security footage, tracked your payment card at the bar, even questioned the hotel staff." I blinked. "You searched for me?" "Yes." "Why?" His gaze softened. "Because I couldn't stop thinking about you." The confession shattered every defense I had built. Then he reached into his pocket and handed me my note, perfectly preserved. I stared at the lipstick-stained paper. "You kept this every day." Before I could respond, my phone rang. It was my aunt. I almost ignored it, but something made me answer. Her frantic voice came through. "Mia, Chloe's in the hospital." My heart lurched. What happened? She found out Ethan was cheating on her, too, with her best friend. I closed my eyes. Karma worked fast. Weeks later, I visited Chloe. She looked broken. For the first time, she apologized, and for the first time, I forgave her. Not for her sake, for mine. I was done carrying bitterness. 6 months later, Adrian brought me back to that same rooftop lounge where we first met. The city lights glittered below us. He got down on one knee and held up a ring. "No running this time." I laughed through my tears. "Are you sure?" He smirked. "Completely. Though if you leave money on my bedside table again, I'll be offended." I burst out laughing. Then I said yes. And this time, when I woke up beside him the next morning, there was no regret, only love. And on the bedside table sat a single note in his handwriting. "Thank you for staying."